What is up, guys? This is Brandon again, and I am back with another accounting video. And today I will be talking about what it is like to be an accountant in the government industry. So I thought about making this video just because when you go through college or when you're looking for your first full-time job, a lot of times we are looking towards either public accounting or we're looking at private accounting. No one really talks too much about the government side of accounting, so that's why I'm bringing you this video today. Yeah, I work in the local government, specifically for a large city as an accountant, and there are 3 levels of government that you can work for. You can work at the federal level for organizations such as the IRS or the FBI. You can work at the state level as a state auditor, or you can work at the local government level as an accountant or an auditor for a city or county. There are multiple accounting positions throughout the US. You just have to go online on multiple websites and you'll be able to find all the different openings. So I'll just give a brief overview of what my experience has been like working in a local government. So I pretty much work a 980 schedule. So I get every other Friday off or Monday, just depending on your preference and what your manager and you agree with. Also, I haven't worked any overtime hours at all. You do get paid for the overtime hours if you have to work overtime. Also, something that is different is that the government year end is June 30. So they do not follow the traditional calendar year. And it really just depends on what department that you are in within the government to see when you are going to be busy throughout the year. You do tasks such as the normal accounts payable, accounts receivable. You have auditing tasks, you do the reconciliations, and of course you make journal entries. So it really just depends on which department you land in. Each department is, I guess, run through a different fund. You have the governmental funds, you have the proprietary funds, and the fiduciary funds. Departments such as the Department of Water and Power could be a for-profit, or something, I guess a department such as the airports or the harbor. So it really just depends on which department you end up in. Each department has, I guess, different specialties. So it really just varies what you could be doing. Right, so let me just go into the pros and cons that I have of working in the government industry so far. So one of the first pros would have to definitely be the work-life balance. I've never had to go over my standard 80 hours in a pay period. And in the government, we don't really have a busy season, so it's rare for you ever to work any overtime. Another thing is the pension. Depending on how long you work there, you vest pension benefits throughout your entire tenure in the government. So it's very possible that if you were to stay in the government for, per se, 30 years, which is what I believe is the max for your pension benefits, you could very well be earning about 65% of whatever your highest salary was throughout your career. You could be just earning that after when you retire. Another pro is definitely the job security, especially in times like right now when COVID hit. The government most likely will not run out of money compared to a different company that could be getting hit hard because of all the shutdowns. And another pro is I don't see, in my opinion, as much client interaction. You pretty much don't have many clients in the government unless you are an auditor. You might go out to the external audit sites once in a while. And another pro is definitely the growth. It really just depends on where you work, but within my specific city, there's a lot of growth for you to move up higher into the accounting department as a senior accountant, and eventually maybe even become like an accounting director for the government. It really just depends on where you are working at. But there are some cons to it, such as you are, in my opinion, not exposed to that many different tasks. Pretty much since I started, I worked on maybe a couple tasks, and I pretty much just do that throughout the year. And another con is definitely that the exit opportunities to me do not seem as great as if you were to work in public accounting as an auditor, for example. The job experience and knowledge that you get in government differs from if you were to work for like a publicly traded company. So that's another, I guess, con for it. Just go into a little bit about how the pay is in the government. So I guess the starting salary for a government accountant in my area is around 55 to 60K. Really just depends on the cost of living of the area that you're in. So the raise system in the government is a little bit different. So every year you do have your annual review, but your raises are actually on a step basis, which means that pretty much every year you have a fixed amount that you'll go up, and you pretty much know exactly how much you'll go up for like the next 10 and a half years, assuming you didn't get promoted at all. Because they pretty much give you how much your raise is going to be every year, which is, I guess, cool, but I don't know, I guess it really just depends on your preference. Also, how to move up in the government is you kind of have to start, I guess, at least in my city, that you have to start at the accountant level before you can move up to the senior accountant level or past it. So it's kind of like every 2 years you are eligible to take a test that will qualify you for basically the next position. So after 2 years of working an accountant, you can take a test for a senior accountant position, and then you'll get interviews at the different departments, assuming you passed. And that's pretty much how you move up through the accounting department in my city. Yeah, that's pretty much just a breakdown of what my experience has been like working in a government, and also the pros and cons, and a little bit about the pay and how to get promoted within the government. Like I said, though, this experience is purely based off what I've seen so far, and I'm sure that somebody in an organization such as the IRS has a totally different perspective of what it is like to work in the government. So becoming a government accountant or working in the government industry is something that's not talked about that much in college. Some colleges don't even really require you to take any government accounting classes. But yeah, there are different pathways that you can take when you get your accounting degree. You can go into audit, tax, public accounting. You can go into the private industry in a corporate company. You can go into government accounting, forensic accounting. You can even take some finance roles. There's definitely a broad number of job opportunities that you can use your degree for. But yeah, I hope I was able to help you guys understand a little bit more about what it is like to be an accountant in the government. If you guys have any questions about what I said today, please don't be scared to leave any comments or questions in the comment section down below. And once again, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.